Hey, yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Man in the Wild. Just, in my thoughts about what is and what ain't. And, in light of, that new shit that happened over in Minnesota, buddy getting killed by the police allegedly, it's like, man, I don't even want to watch the fucking video like that. Like, this shit is really, really getting, you know what I'm saying? Because you see what's on the screen right there. You understand? That is a broken type record, right? Repetitive shit, right? Get on your nerves constantly. That's all this shit is, man. Got us going in circles about this shit all the fucking time, every fucking time. You know what I'm saying? I was going to do the video. You know what I'm saying? Or should I say watch the video and then I know exactly where the shit's going to end up going because, shit, they never miss. So since they never miss shit, the shit is always what? Like, yo, Benjamin Crump already on this shit. Talking about, yo, DM me the information of his people and all this injustice, this, that, the blah, da. Fuck out of my face with Benjamin Crump, man. As soon as you see this nigga, know it's some bullshit. Like, that's what you always hear me say, man. Like I said, I'm feeling like a fucking broken record, man. Because, I do say the same shit. If you look along the line, man, on all my channels, because this is going on all my channels. You know what I'm saying? But if you look down all my shit, man, it's the same shit. And that's not my fault. This is what they're giving us. You know what I'm saying? This is who they're giving us. Whenever they give us these different characters and, different actors doing this, playing this role and that role. It's the same shit every fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Buddy of mine made mention, man, this shit is real. They're real quick to, especially on YouTube and all the other different social media platforms, they're very quick to block certain shit, remove certain shit because it's too graphic, because it's, people can't take this, can't take that. But ain't it like real, a bit like raise your eyebrow a bit when all of these videos or all of these niggas getting killed by the police or anybody getting killed by the police for that matter? When all of these videos just happen to be cool, get pushed and pumped with no problems. They may block this out, pause the video before the shooting happens or just whatever, something like that. But in the end, they always show you the shit that they block people like me for showing. Right? That's got to let you know that there's some bullshit involved because, like, real talk, if you put a real live snuff film on YouTube, man, that shit'll be blocked like a motherfucker. Like, everything will be, man, people be visiting your crib, figuring out who the fuck is this and how did this happen and all this other shit. These are not real life snuff films, y'all. These are sheep steering productions. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that your mind goes exactly where the fuck they want it to go. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts, man. They always, it's like, man, the clues are always left within what they do and what they give you. You know what I'm saying? Within these stories, like, yo, I guarantee, man. See, like I said, I ain't watching none of this shit on this shit. I just seen it like I read a little article about the shit. And then, like, I seen, like, little still photos of it, and things like that, but then, it comes back to, like, me not being in the mood to really waste my time all the way like that. You understand? I see Benjamin Crump ass right there. Come on, man. I'm not doing this. This shit is crazy to me. That this is what the fuck they keep giving us all the time, yo. How the fuck does this keep, like, how do we keep falling for this shit? You know what I'm saying? How? You know, because it's like, I mean, just the repetitive nature of the shit. And then, like I said, too, on another one of the videos, that regular people are not going to run into protesters and things like that. You know, you can go down to the protests and all of that shit, but it's almost like you're in the presence of actors. You know what I'm saying? You're in the presence of actors. You know, with the ones who do the actual, you know, face on the screen and all of that, interviews and all of that, when it comes down to the family members and all that other type of shit, you know, in the end, they're all being handled. And every single one of them. You know, and how do you know? Because you see the same motherfuckers every time. Every time. Like, you really think that the lawyer Benjamin Crump is gonna give a fuck about a nigga getting shot somewhere in a different state all the way like that? You know, and let's just say, for the sake of argument, you know what, no, the brother really does care, man. He's just trying to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, okay, so what the fuck has happened since then? He done been involved since Trayvon Martin and them. You tell me what the fuck has gotten better? Seriously. You got the same civil rights leaders involved in the process for all of these decades and all this shit. What the fuck has gotten better? So now you gotta understand, this shit is a circle spin shit. And since they're the ones that are trying to control your minds, they understand that mind control shit is how they get shit done. Making you think that you doing all of this shit for your benefit when you're benefiting them every fucking step of the way. And it starts with fucking calling yourself black, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Why the fuck would you want to call yourself something that's a stain, man? That's the gloomiest shit of the fucking day. The villainous color. But you're gonna let that be your label? Be proud of your heritage, man, where you came from, who you came from, and all that shit, right? But in the end, when it comes to that label shit, that's where the problem lies, man. And anybody that wants you to stay under that label, man, fuck them. You know, because it always comes back to this, man. It always comes back to a moment, when you really sit down and think about just, you know, everything as far as the racial shit, you know, as far as the authority shit, you know, as far as the just the country, the nation in and of itself. You understand? Like it's like I said with that broken record, it always comes back to the same shit because it's operated from the same brain. Like, and it's like, so with that firmly known and firmly understood, like that means that everything that goes on one side or the other, even at the most extreme ends, is controlled by the same motherfucker. All right, so now you got this thing, you got this whole, machine called America, machine called industrialism, machine called the economy, just the market, stock market and all that shit. When you put all of that shit and just know that all the chaos that comes from it, same place. You know what I'm saying? All this police brutality shit, whatever you got from it, same place. Because I mean, and then like how I went to before, how, you know, the motherfuckers that we know about nationally ain't nothing but some fucking actors, right? You know, because I mean, the police do what they do, man, how they do, whenever they do, you know, and not really, it's not really that many people that can stop them, you know, on a gang type level. You understand? Because they have the code of law behind them. And truth be told, you know, the actors are protected by that same code, you know, given the fact that, I mean, shit, all criminal activity is controlled. You know, all major criminal activities, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to, you know, the drug dealers, and, you know, whoever runs guns and all that type of shit, like stealing cars, just whatever can make money, whatever makes money in an illegal fashion, you understand, that shit is definitely 100% controlled by the same brain that tries to fight these motherfuckers. You understand? Because that's just how the circle is. That's the circle of fuckery. Right? It's a circle of fuckery, but they got you focused on this black-white shit, right? They got you focused on, you know what I'm saying, this Trump shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Coronavirus. You know, hell, sports. You know, so it's like you're in such a dizzy spell behind this shit, right? And when it comes from the same brain, it's like you just sit back and look. Like I said, man, I look at all my shit, man. I look at all my content. I look at the stuff that's been what is it? That was on my channels that got removed. You know, some I re-uploaded. You know, some of others I just, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep them to myself and just whatever. And like, and I go through what I have now. I go through what's done been struck. Cause I just had the hospital one that I did. I ain't even know that shit was gone. I ain't even know that shit was gone. They ain't give me a strike. They took that one down to my Columbine cafeteria shit. You know, confirming that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just sit back and look at all of these different, just everything. Like the content of it. I mean, and it's just like, yo, every time talking about this shit, man, I swear to God, like I feel like a broken record. It's like you get tired of doing this shit, man. Like you get tired of doing it because it's like, because it's all the time. It's all the time. There's nothing that I can't watch shit without coming up with something because they give you this shit. And it's some bullshit. You know, and it's crazy. You try, man, you go into that shit looking at it like, man, all right, man, show me something. Give me something. But every time you give it to me, it's some bullshit. You know, so it's like, I mean, what more do you want from me? Because like I said, nothing's changed behind this shit, man. Nothing's changed. You see Benjamin Crump. You see now the new dude, Lee Merritt. You know, you used to see Johnny Cochran ass showing up in movies and shit. Laughing at you. You know, guaranteed try and call this nigga office and set up something real. Oh, we don't do that, or we not located there. Well, it says on the website, oh, I'm sorry, we don't do that, blah, blah, blah. Fuck out of here. And nothing has changed, man, under this damn black label. Nothing. You know, okay, you know what? Let me take that back. You know, they let niggers vote. You know what I'm saying? Same schools and everything. Get to drink out the same water fountain. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. You know, it's all well and good. We can own property. But I mean, what the fuck is that really when it's inside of a box? You know, it's inside of a box. The shit don't even really fucking matter as far as like what you're allowed to have inside of that shit. Because it's like, because it's funny that it has to be written that you can have this shit. That you can do this and do that. But it's even funnier how it's written for the masses. Right? It's written for the masses that, because even though the Africans was the ones that was the slaves, allegedly, all this shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Slave this, slave that is attributed to black people. You know, but I mean, shit, just signing simple paperwork and documents for, you know, for, I don't know, your motor what is it, motor vehicle bureaus and shit. That's some slave paperwork right there. You know, that's some slave paperwork right there, but that's not something that, you know, that's not something that's talked about or thought about. You know, that's just supposed to gloss over. You're just supposed to gloss over this shit. But it's like, so now it gets me back to, you know, where, how the fuck can y'all write something down like that? Right? And it takes a motherfucker like me to actually look at it, read it, squint, and say, what the fuck is this? You know, in order for, you know, some type of real justice to be able to come about. Because I done had a couple victories in this court shit, like fighting it the real way. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You know what I'm saying? But guarantee you go down swinging. You know, but it's like it shouldn't take that. So the mind of a motherfucker that wants to force this shit upon me is a fucked up person. All right? It's a fucked up person. So now this same fucked up person, right, that wants me to just go along with this bullshit just because they wrote it down and then they said I got to do it. You know, they're the ones that are giving you all of this shit. Because like I said, same brain. You can't help but see that shit. If you just take a look around. Take a look around. Look. Open your fucking eyes. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got shit going on during this fucking COVID shit. We had something going on right before it. Ain't nothing going on during the shit. As soon as we open it up, you know what I'm saying? They got some other shit pop off, right? Police killing a nigga, you know, and then now we got another one, police killing somebody again. It's almost like y'all can't see the pattern. Y'all can't see the pattern. And then people gonna come back maybe say, oh, nigga, oh, man, you old time, nigga. Like, yeah, the pattern is that they fucking with niggas. You know what I'm saying? The white people fucking with niggas, all this, that. Like, nah, pump your brakes. You understand? Pump your brakes. You know, because, you know, to my knowledge, right, the national media is pretty united. Right? The national media is pretty united. And so when it comes to any type of stories, you know, that are local, you know, the national media don't really pump shit that doesn't benefit them. You understand? They don't really pump shit that benefits them. So the fact that, you know, this is what you see on a daily and all the other type of shit, it's like a like I said, it's one of them sheep steering shits. You know, it's one of them sheep steering shits. You know, oh, they just want you to see it because they want you to know that, you know what I'm saying, that they in full control all the time. Okay. So again, how the fuck is it that we got the same motherfuckers around though? Benjamin Crump, you know, who is trusted in the black community type shit. That's your homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Luis Farrakhan, these homeboys of these people, right? You know, and Luis and Crump and Merritt, you know what I'm saying? And who else? Who I don't even know right now. Don't even give a fuck. Because they're all deceivers and liars. You know what I'm saying? They're all deceivers and liars. You know, because in the end, we don't see anything or anyone that's not controlled. Period. And that's what the shit ultimately boils down to. You know, when it comes to the united part with the national media, you know, when it comes down to, you know, what we're giving, who we're giving as people. You understand? The shit has to be controlled from beginning to end in order for us to get it. You know, and that's some bottom line shit. You can't get around that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that, you know, that anyone can dispute, you know, that fact. Because, I mean, you got to think, man. And then again, it comes back to this broken record shit. You know, you can look at the number shit, the repetitive nature, the pattern of what they do, how they do it. So it's like shit, you can't argue with that shit. what I'm saying? You can't really argue with me other than, you know, than using the words of somebody who, you know, who they've given us. You know, who's been put in front of us to deceive us. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Only way you can argue with me is if you talk about some childlike shit we done learned a long time ago and all that stuff, and it's been ingrained in us since we was babies and shit. No. Nah, look at what is and what ain't, man. I'm saying, look at what is and what ain't. Ain't it funny how, like, really sit back and think. Go back to the different artists, right? The different music artists and all that used to be real good, but then they would just fall the fuck off. They used to be the best, right? And you never knew why. Never could understand. Be like, damn, man, that motherfucker was cold, man. Where'd he go? And all that type of shit. Well, I mean, when you sit back and look at life and you're able to see that shit through a real live lens, you know what I'm saying, without the glitter, you know, you see that there was a line that motherfucker wasn't willing to cross. There was a firm line that this motherfucker said, you know what, I'm not doing that. And then once you say that, you don't get anything else. You know, peace. You know, so when it comes down to, you know, that whole control shit, you know, like I said, if you haven't been vetted as somebody who can be controlled, you know, motherfuckers ain't gonna know who you are. You know, and that may not be known by the person. The person may just be getting handled the fuck along. You know, the person could be just getting handled the fuck along and, you know, not knowing that, you know, there's a puppet master behind, you know, behind the scenes calling all the shots for real. You know, or it could be somebody who's, you know, down for the cause and is willing to do whatever it takes, you know, to get whatever sick ass job done. You know, because I'm pretty sure that that making people feel helpless, feel you know, just down and out, like scared, terrified. You know, all of these shits that's fucked up behind the bullshit that they put out there. It's kind of like, man, I can't respect that. You know, and that's kind of why I do what I do, man. I can't respect that. You know, because that type of, I mean, I don't respect it on a personal level, but on like a grand level, like that has to take like one of the most selfish minds to actually, you know, think of this shit to do and then actually execute the shit. You know what I mean? That's something that's very that's very beyond right there. You know, and actually there's a, you know, I'm pretty sure there's a justification within there somewhere as to why that is being done. You know, to make sure that they sleep at night. You know, but it's like, I mean, what can you say? What can you say? You know, so yeah, that damn, I can't even watch the shit. Cause it's crazy, cause like I said, I know I'm gonna watch that damn video like of that one in Minnesota. Like I know, and it's actually gonna piss me off even more. Because I'm mad for the different reasons. You know, I'm mad because I'm tired of these motherfuckers pulling these shits, man. I'm tired of these motherfuckers pulling these. Because it's funny because Ben Crump, when he had tweeted some shit to my when he was talking about DM me for let me know about his peoples, you know, so we can get this, man. This is crazy, shouldn't be happening type shit. He gonna mention Eric Gardner. It's like they only talk about productions whenever they mention other shits that done went on and all of that. I mean, you can't tell me that ain't some controlled shit. Because this is not random. You know what I'm saying? None of this shit is random. You know, because you're gonna either see Buddy with some type of jail record, you understand, or you're gonna see him with some type of military background, maybe both. You know, because I mean, shit, as it stands, you know, people who go to jail, obviously, you know, a lot of times don't like spending, you know, most of their life there, and would do anything they can to get up out of that shit. I mean, come on. Finding motherfuckers that'll do this shit ain't hard. It ain't hard. Like, you got ads for the shit when it comes to the ones who have more of a real role in the shit. You know, they gotta have secret clearance. Everything is secret clearance with these motherfuckers. You know, and the least amount of people, like the tighter your circle is, you know, the less that, you know, whatever is behind some shit is gonna really be known. You know, because of course, like I said, everybody really, I can't say that everybody knows, you know, that's within the shit. You know, I'm pretty sure that some of them are aware to a certain extent, but I know that there's some that have no fucking clue. You know, because there's people on the bottom of life that have no fucking clue, but there's those of us that are at the bottom of life, you understand, that have a very great clue about shit. Understand shit very, very well. You know, so it's the same type of balance. You know, but at the end of it, you know, when everything's, you know, added up, multiplied, divided, you know, subtracted, summed up, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers is playing a trick every time. It's a trick every time. And there's so many different angles of the people that they can use. You know, period. You know, you got a motherfucker getting called on that's facing life, you know, because somebody has a piece of evidence. You understand? He's going to do exactly what he's called upon to do. That's just an example, and it's a broad one. Nothing in my life. You know, but at the same time, it's, you know, that shit is real. You understand? That shit is real, especially when you're, you know, able to see that, you know, just the firm connection of the controlling elite and the judicial system and everything. Well, everything that's involved with life, but I mean specifically the judicial system. You know, when you see that connection, it's like, I mean, that shit is insane. You know, that shit is insane how far it goes. You understand? That shit is insane, like, you know, whose hands is in certain shit. And then when it always comes back to, you know, the same hands, because, you know, I've started to look at these people as the same motherfuckers. Barack is the same as Trump to me. Period. He's the same as Bush. He's the same as Clinton. He's the same as the other Bush, Reagan, all these niggas. You know, so now when it comes back to, you know, different, different knowledge about different people that do different shit, that are in specific, you know, positions of power, right? You got to know that shit's not exclusive to just what you know. You understand? It ain't none of this shit, you know, isolated incidents and none of that. Like, nah. Shit is a plan. You know, from the same fucking brain every time. You know, and then like I said, how do you know? It's always their language, their communication that they have. It's always, and like I said, when it comes to, you know, when it comes to Benjamin Crump, you know, people like him, you know, when it comes to Luis, you know, mentioning a word or two, you know, like it's always, you know, the same people speaking about the shit. every time, man, every time, and it's always like, and it's always the same. What do you want to call it? It's the same uproar, and then also the same nothing afterwards. But also, not only does nothing happen afterwards, but motherfuckers actually go back to exactly how they were before. You know, it's not like you're, you know, mad about it and then something gets done because, you know, you're sick and tired, so you keep doing this, keep. Like, nah, the shit is done when it's done. You know, it's done when the motherfucker says cut. You know what I'm saying? Cut that damn string. You know what I'm saying? The glitter effect is gone. You know what I'm saying? And then go back to doing what you was doing before. But you still remember these niggas. You still, you know, talk about this, talk about that. You know, but in the end, everything stays the same. That's how you know it's got to be some bullshit. Understand? And not the bullshit part of, you know, America with the 3Ks. Because, I mean, you know, there is a very firm line that's been drawn between motherfuckers in life. You understand? But I honestly feel that falling underneath whatever it is that's been put in front of you, you understand, is part of the reason that the strength is there. You know, and that's just, you know, that's just a little thought on that shit. You know, because like I said, with that whole magic trick labeling shit, you know, magicians really do, you know, some sleight of hand shit. You know, to where you be like, hold on, man, how you do that? And then you know, once you see everything in slow-mo or just, you know, you do see some tricks exposed, it's like, oh, okay, I see how they could do that. Oh, okay, that's fucked up. Damn, okay, you look there, look. Okay, so now when you take that into account for, you know, real life and what they really do to us, certain how can I put this? Because certain elements that we take, like, let's say, for example, I don't know, authority. All right, how many TV shows we got on authority? You understand? How many times has the TV show programmed you into how to, you know, how you should deal with authority? Right, but on the flip side of that, the authority, you know, is actually acting, you know what I'm saying, as if they care for you, they do this, they do that, you know, but in the end, real life isn't TV. You understand? So whenever you do deal in real life in a situation that you've learned how to deal with on TV, the shit don't go the same way, and a lot of lines get crossed the fuck up. You know, and it's like, and it builds from that with every other thing that you know, that the same brain controls. You know, and so yeah, whenever you're dealing with that, it's like you gotta be I don't know, this one kind of actually caught me. But you gotta be, you just gotta be willing to know that the, that people that you're supposed to trust will deceive you. My apologies. The people that you know, were supposed to put all of your faith in growing up, the people that you were supposed to put, you know, you got people hanging up on your walls, dressing up like them on Halloween, you know, trying to be like them in real life, mimicking, you know, all of that shit. That shit is there for entertainment and for a distraction. You know, with your police shootings, broadcasted nationwide police shootings. You know, because I'm sure that no doubt, you know, that there's places that have police shoot people for whatever reasons and however shit goes. But you gotta really know within yourself, man, that the ones that we see on the screen, the ones that we see protests for, you know, the ones that we, you know, have all these trending tweets about, take your heart away from them. Take your heart away from them. You didn't even know that dude, first off. All right, not to say that, you know, not to be heartless, you know, and say that, but that's just a way of detaching yourself away from it just for a second. You know, take yourself away from, because that's what you have to do, man, to really firmly grab this type of shit, is you got to really remove yourself from yourself. You understand? And it take a really special motherfucker to be able to do that. You understand? You have to remove yourself and you got to look. You know what I'm saying? Have almost some baby-like shit going on as an adult. You know, look at trees for the first time. You know, try and look at them for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Try and see something different just to see it different. Right? And if that shit comes back as like, you know, nah, that's too much. All right, now go back onto yourself real quick. All right? But then still look at it like you did when you was outside yourself. And then tell me what you see. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what the fuck you see. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't do that, this shit ain't for you. You know, and everybody who, you know, does agree with me, you know, fuck with me like that, will say that that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But just don't, you know, don't be so, you know, don't be so harsh. You know, don't be so harsh on the, you know, on the response or on the reply or the, you know, the whatever, because like, if you're harsh with what you say against this type of shit, you understand, you're not in the proper mental place to even have a strong opinion about anything like that. You know, and that's just kind of, I mean, that's kind of a harsh truth right there. You know, but, you know, because it's like, because, yeah, this is where we at, man. This is where we at. You know, right after the lockdowns is getting lifted and shit, motherfuckers able to go out to eat and everything. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't stuck to the drive-thru at home anymore. You know what I'm saying? All these people going back to their side pieces and shit now because, you know, you ain't really, your job was your excuse to go see the motherfucker, but now you ain't working, so you ain't got no reason to leave like that. You stuck. So, yeah, we getting all this shit getting back to normal. You know, so why wouldn't it? So now, so what? So the police wasn't killing motherfuckers during COVID? During the lockdown, the quarantine? Like, is that what you're really telling me? You know, because Buddy got popped, what would they say? You know, of course it was a 223 number. You know, February 23rd. You know, all this shit started popping off in March. Right? We get to what? When did Buddy in Indianapolis get killed? You know, now here we are with this. So you mean to tell me that nothing national popped off? Did it? I mean, if it did, let me know. You know, because, you know, I pay attention to shit, but I kind of really don't, just because the shit is annoying to me. You know, that's why I'm spinning here with this fucking broken record. You know, because, I mean, shit. But lying, but lying annoys the fuck out of me, though. You know, because I don't understand it. You know, I really don't understand the concept. You know, because when you like when you deceive somebody, now that person believes something about you that's not true. So it's like proceeding with that person in any type of way with them, you know, knowing a lie about you, like that just doesn't make sense to me. I just, you know, so then seeing all of this bullshit, knowing that it is some bullshit, you know, that it really does annoy me. It does. You know, as you see, you know, the channels is kind of thick, you know, especially the ones that got taken down. There was some shit on them. You know, I said I ain't putting that back up though, just because. But it's like the mind of somebody that lies like that and the mind of somebody that accepts lies, I just don't, like, I feel bad for you. You know, I feel bad for you. If you got to say something that's not true to make yourself feel better, you know, to pump yourself up or, you know, and all of that shit, it's almost like, oh, you're pathetic. You know, like you're truly pathetic. You know, if you got to lie to get the control over the motherfucker to make sure they do what you say and all this other type shit, like, yo, that's some loser shit. Like, that's some real live loser shit. But nah, that's what's victorious in these days, right? That's what wins. You know why? How does it win? That's the whole fucking plan. The whole structure is a fucking lie. You know, and then you go against it, you label the conspiracy theorists and all this type of shit. You know, again, you get another label. You know, with all of these labels, man, these labels cause so much division amongst people, man, when there's no reason for a lot of us to be apart on a lot of this shit. Excuse me. Like, there's no reason for it. You know, but the same brain motherfuckers that go ahead and control everything you see and know, you know, sure find a way to make sure that there's as much division as possible. You know, even if certain divisions are subtle, right? Even if they're subtle, you know, just that little subtle shit is almost like one of the vaccinations, right? That weaken your immune system and allow for any other type of division to just creep its ass up on in there. Like, real talk, man. Like, stop trusting these motherfuckers in the end of it. I'm saying, get what you want, get what you need out of it. You know, and carry on the best way possible, knowing that they're not gonna fool you. You know, they're not going to trick you. You know, because that's their aim. They're not going to distract you. Understand? They're not going to allow your seed to be touched by this shit. You know, because in the end, like I said, with this mind control shit, like, they wouldn't be doing it. You know, they wouldn't be doing certain shit if the mind wasn't a very powerful tool. You know, and by doing everything that they say that they want you to do and all of that, like, yo, like, seriously, wearing a fucking mask. Like, I've seen enough people drive around with masks on, and I see a couple of them be in their fucking car by themselves with a fucking mask on. Like, yo, seriously, dumbest shit ever. That shit is dumb to me. Right? That you mean to tell somebody that wearing a mask, right? Wearing a mask in a public place, you know, with 1,000 people, you know, is really gonna protect anything, number one. But number two, that, like, that there's anything even there. Because why would they let you in a building like that, man? They say that you can't have more than 10 people, you know what I'm saying, at in a location. All right. If it was that fucking deep, I swear to God, they'd have had you order this shit online, and they'd have packaged your shit up and brought it to your car. You'd have did a drive-through fucking grocery shopping. Think it's a game? But nah, it's just bits and pieces, this and that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to close the restaurants and the bars and all the sports shit. But nah, you can still go to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? With a couple hundred, few hundred people, 1,000 people in the store. In an enclosed location. But you can't go to a stadium for a game. Fuck out of my face. You can't go to the park and play basketball. Let your kids swing and all that shit. The fuck out of my face. But I can go into the store. I can go into a store and be cool, enclosed. All right. And they say, yeah, but it's if you have your mask on. Okay, so why the fuck people ain't sitting there dropping dead in the fucking store then? Oh, that's right, though. Oh, I forgot. You gonna have the symptoms and not know about it. I forgot, my bad. The boogeyman. Coronavirus is the boogeyman now. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got a violent one now. That's good. I guess that's kind of good. You know, that they ain't trying to, you know, really put on a big ass absolute war off of this shit. The boogeyman is a virus that don't exist. So I mean, hey, take the win when you can get it. You know, but it's just like they're gonna always find a way to fuck with you. And this is definitely one of those moments, because there's no way that certain shit will be open and the other shit be closed. And then like I said, with the whole grocery store drive-through and all of that. And then, you know, bring it back to a couple of the videos I got talking about the death tolls. Like, I ain't watched the news. I ain't watched the shit just because, like I said, I want to keep my sanity. But I did see somebody on the book talking about like another picture with daily death tolls and all of that. And it's just kind of like, man, you got to be fucking kidding me. You know, with the information that's out here, the knowledge that we have, man, as people, and the fingertips and all that, I can't believe that there's so many fucking dummies out there. And that's not trying to be like harsh personally. You know, but if you're dumb, you're dumb. You know, and there's no reason that you should, you know, be ashamed of it all the way. It's just you should accept it. Right? Accept that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Right? I mean, the what's going on is beyond your level of comprehension. All right? And then kind of just move from there, and then you'll probably be able to pick up some more shit. You know, because a part of your brain will get unblocked. You know, but hey, that's just me. You know, but walking around with these masks on in enclosed spots is cool, and like I said, ain't nobody what do you want to call it? Making no videos, because I'm pretty sure that somebody that caught COVID from Walmart or your local grocery store, I'm pretty sure that they'd have went live and say that they caught COVID from the grocery stores. I'm pretty sure that they would go live and say, people, you know, like, man, like, whoever's out there joking, take this seriously, people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something. But now all we got is like nurses and doctors who are very controlled. You understand? And many of them very in debt to the same structure that's telling them to be on this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones speaking on shit. You know, mix it up with the empty ass hospitals. You know what I'm saying? What do you want? What else you want to call it? What is it? Rescinded death tolls. You know, across the world. So yeah, this is the bullshit that they give you. And this is something that's this is something that, you know, grabbed full attention, the coronavirus shit. You know, because with these police shootings and these other various psyops that they do, man, like I said, it only grabs a certain people, you know, and it pulls them one way or the other. But with this coronavirus shit, man, you got the world's attention, you know, and you got it one way or the other. You know, and since, since there's such a stranglehold on health, on the media and health, you know, of course, you know, this shit was easy to contain for them, you know, especially when you start shutting shit down and throwing money at motherfuckers. Because it's funny as fuck to me that when you look at the income that we got, like from the country as far as taxes and all of that shit goes, and then you look at the expenses, right? And then you look at the debt, you know, and then you just look at all this shit as far as finances go. Ain't no fucking way that they came up with this money as far as if the structure was exactly how they say it is. Ain't no fucking way they came up with this money for this shit, man, for this pandemic relief and all of that. Ain't no fucking way. You know, getting self-employed motherfuckers, unemployment and all of that type of shit, good luck. But ain't no way. You know, so that's got to let you know that there, you know, it's a deeper thing going on right now. You know, of course, they're always experimenting. They're always observing motherfuckers. I mean, hell, the camera surveillance systems done got amazing. You know, except for when it comes to clearing up a story that we need clarification on. So yeah, I don't know, man. This shit always goes where it fucking goes. You know, but it's like I got to a point where, like, I'm pretty sure that I'll watch some more shit here, you know, as time goes on. But it's like this one, you know, really just kind of like ultimately threw me into, you know, like I feel like I'm just a fucking broken record. You know, I feel like it. And not to say that, you know, because I believe that anything that I put out there, you know, is beneficial. You know, and I put my 100 on it every time. But it's like, at the same time, sometimes you just feel like, you know, you're saying the same shit, but it's like, it's what they're giving me. So it's like, it kind of has to be the same shit. You know, and that wears, you know, on me. You know, it really does, especially when you see, you know, so many people that's close to you, you know, feel affected by this shit. It's like, man, sometimes you just get to a point, man, it's just like, man, what the fuck are y'all really doing? Like, what the fuck are y'all really trying to gain behind this shit, really? You know, we all live, we all here, we all die, and in the end, like what? Like the mind of a person who, you know, enjoys deceiving the people like this, I'm pretty sure I may have mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again if I did. The mind of this person is sick. You know, and we know these people on a day-to-day basis, man. The mind of the motherfucker that enjoys the chaos that they leave behind them and all of that. You know, that's a sick-minded individual. And we know that. All right? So now, look at that sick-minded individual that you love, because it may be your sister, it may be your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your mom, your dad. It may be somebody close to your uncle, aunt, right? So you blow it off because you love them and you care about them. That's family, so hey, you rock with them. You know, but really take that mentality and put it up into the elite's mind and know that that's how they run in your life. Playing these fucking games with you. Just playing them. Giving zero fucks about you and how your mental state is dealing with certain shit. Because they want you to be as fucked up as possible. You know, be as fucked up as possible, so you're always in need of them for something. You know, you're gonna need them some way, one way or another, man, some kind of way. Because there's so much shit put in front of you to have to need these motherfuckers or have to deal with these motherfuckers. You know, so being able to see through, you know, at least as much as what they put in front of us, you know, being able to, you know, see through it is something that like I said, is mind clearing. Because even though you get to a fucked up state as far as, you know, the actual knowing of the shit, because it's fucked up. You know, because it's fucked up that, you know, that this is the production that's being put on, this character, you know, getting killed by this person. That would be a fucked up, you know, scene. You know, but also knowing that it's some bullshit behind it. You know what I'm saying? It's like double fuck. You know, and then where you want, you know, all of my peoples and all of everybody else to go, you know, with this type of knowledge. Like, that's a sick motherfucker, man, to try and control that and run that and do that shit. You know, actually do that shit. You know, because, of course, many of us done thought of the most fucked up shit in our heads to do. But ain't never even thought about it. I ain't doing that shit. That would be fucked up, though. You know what I'm saying? But you thought about some shit. But these motherfuckers actually execute this shit on a daily, on a minute-by-minute basis, man. It's their job to make sure the shit is as fucked up as possible, or it's as good as possible with inside the box. You know, like I said, man, when it comes down to me, man, that shit is very personal when it comes to when I say what I say and all of that, though, too. I just want to make sure that that's known, because this has been going on for a very long time. You know, and I appreciate anybody that stuck with me, because I did get stumbled a couple times. Phone fucked up one of the times, but yeah, but like, you know, whenever I talk, it's definitely from, you know, a place far from ignorance, right? And so when you get to the whole control aspect of whenever they won't fuck with you if you're not controllable, right? If they know that you're gonna stray, you know, I mean, shit, you know, they'll either get rid of you or silence you. You know, get rid of you or silence you. And then, like I said before, you know, certain shit happens to people. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that like shit doesn't happen. Right? I'm not saying that certain people may not be dead and all of that type of shit. But what I will say is that everything you see is a production. We not gonna know this motherfucker's name unless there's a handler involved. Meaning this motherfucker is controlled. You know, because whenever, what I alluded to back in the day, what was it? They said it on The Wire. You know, the higher ups don't like the wiretaps. You know, because when they start talking, when somebody start talking, you don't know who's gonna start talking, and you don't know what they're gonna say. You know, and that scares the powers. That scares the people that are in control of shit, is not knowing the situation. You know, not knowing who's involved, not knowing, you know, who's gonna do what. You know, oh, we got a loose cannon. Ain't no loose cannons. There's not one loose cannon in the scenarios. You know, not as far as the ones that get to FaceTime and the ones that get to actually get heard about this. There ain't no loose cannons, man. You know, because if you step out of line with certain shit, once you've been granted access to other shit, you know, there's a firm code that's obeyed, man. And there's no way around that, because, I mean, the network is so strong. You understand? The network is so firm, it's so embedded, it's so, the foundation, well, I ain't gonna say strong as in, because it's weak mentally. You know, even though it's a great plan, because, I mean, shit, look what's going on. You know, the whole world under the thumb. You know, but as far as, you know, the mentality, what do you want to call it? Strength of the one that's behind it, though, it's just, I mean, that shit is weak. You know, it's weak, and that's why, Yeah, that's why real strength is diluted. Yeah, strength has been diluted, man, as far as what you know to be strong and all of that. You know, because they found a way, man. They found a way to program us to make being intelligent like a problem. You know, like it takes an intelligent motherfucker to watch one of these programming shows, you know, to see that the person who's intelligent is actually being fucked with and they're a cool person. It takes someone who has the intelligence to see it, but there's enough dummies behind that shit that, you know, actually go along with it but don't know that they're going along with it. You know, and those are the ones wearing the mask. You understand? Those are the ones that are, you know, on board with the vaccinations and all of that shit. You know, and as it stands, shit, what I got to say ain't for you. And if you, I know you ain't make it this far, but if you just so happen to did, and you still got something to say, you know, just know, man, the truth hurts. Yeah, man, how long I been talking? Oh, man, so yeah, as always, it is what it is, because I don't think I got anything else that's on my head. Because I done said too much, man. I done said too much. You know, because, you know, as it stands, like, shit, motherfuckers still don't want to hear this shit. You know, it's always too much. You know, but nah, it's crazy. The one that say it's too much, you know, is operating with too little of their brain. And that scares people. And I don't understand how, you know, intelligence or any type of, you know, mental growth, I don't understand how that scares people. You know, because, I mean, of course you're going to have to change, but, I mean, why is that bad? You know, and it's like just because you're comfortable, you know, life goes on. So it's like you would rather remain ignorant just to stay where you at because you're comfortable. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Because you can still be knowledgeable, you know what I'm saying, and just stay where you at. It's just you may not be as comfortable now because, you know too much about certain shit, but why wouldn't you want to grow? Yeah, I don't understand that part. But, you know, everything ain't meant to be understood by everybody. You know, so, yeah, I appreciate y'all that fucks with me, man. Anybody, you know, anything to add or anything, you know, ask about, whatever, you know what I'm saying, just hit me up on the comments, man, because I know I said a lot of shit, and I actually don't even kind of remember what I said about shit, because I've just been going, because, I mean, the shit they put there, you know, they doing too much. And they're simply doing too much, man, so... Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. And as always, you know, as always with this broken record shit, man, anything that was discussed within here, I stand firm on that shit, man. And they bullshit is confirmed.